So, I know this isn't my normal type of content that I create. Normally I do lip syncing and stuff, but I feel like I had to get this off my chest because I don't know. I'm kind of frustrated. So, I know I don't, like I said, create these type of videos, but this is something I want to talk about. And if you don't want to listen to it, that's fine. You can just swap on. But back in November, I had an accident with my leg. I live in a fairly older house, and the floors are starting to get weak and all. And yeah, I'm a heavy set person. I'm gonna admit that. Walking through the kitchen, my left leg went completely through the floor, and I had to get help to get my leg out. And the bottom part of my leg had a really bad laceration. So I went to the hospital, had it sewed up, and of course had to be out of work for that, because I couldn't be on my leg. Because in this same leg, I have lymphedema, which means my leg stays swell. And where it stays swell, the skin and the tissue, the fatty tissue, stays kind of soft. So I was out of work for 2 weeks. And then in 2 weeks, when I went back to the hospital to have the stitches removed, they told me I couldn't go back to work until I saw a wound specialist. So, saw the wound specialist, which took another 3 or 4 weeks to see appointment time. And he was like, and I told him, I said, look, I'm on FMLA, I'm not getting paid, I need to get back to work. And he's like, well, I can't do that. You're going to have to be out probably until the end of FMLA, which is going to be the middle of February. Because he just absolutely would not sign me to go back to work. So we started treatment on my leg, putting like an iodine patch or something and compressing my leg. And then twice a week, a nurse comes out to the house to do my leg for me and all that. And I could see that the hole was visibly getting smaller. First off, it started off, I think they said it was like 10 centimeters. It was large. And all that. And it started, getting smaller and smaller. So today I go back to the wound doctor and he's like, oh, it looks great. It looks wonderful. It's gotten smaller. They measured it. It's 1 centimeter, in diameter. And I'm thinking, all right, I can go back to work in February, And he's like, no, I'd like to keep you out for 5 to 6 weeks. I can't do that. I tell him, I said, let me go back in 2 weeks, but put restrictions because, who I'm working for, and I work for a school district. I'm a teacher. I teach math. And I'm like, they want me back, and can you put restrictions on me? And he's like, I can, but the restrictions I'd have to put on you, most people or most employers would be like, you can't come back to work yet. I'm like, well, go ahead, maybe they'll let me. So he puts me on restriction that I'm not allowed to walk more than 100 feet. I can't stand for more than 10 minutes. And while sitting, I can't sit without my leg elevated for more than 10. So if I'm sitting, it has to stay elevated most of the time. So, alright, so I let my principal and all know. And then I get an email from my HR saying, oh, with those restrictions, we can't let you come back. I'm going to tell you, man, that was a blow to my gut. I am so sick and tired of being out of work. I want to go back to work. I want to go back to teaching, but I can't. And the money's starting to run dry. No, I'm not asking for money. I'm not doing that because I can't bring myself to do that. I'd rather work than earn it. But I just don't know what to do. And so I see this doctor again in March, and maybe by then it's completely closed up, but my FMLA will run out, and I'm going to have to try to get, long-term disability. But I just had to get on here and I guess rant about it, because mentally it's breaking me down. And I know there's people out there way worse off than me. I know that. I've seen it. It's just, I don't know. I got a family I've got to support, and I can't do that. So, this is just me, I guess, doing like a video diary. I don't know what you want to call it, but I felt like I had to get this off my chest, because honestly, I just don't know what to do, and it's making me go crazy. So if you watched all this, thank you. I appreciate it. Leave a comment. Leave a nice comment. If you leave a mean one, you do. It ain't no stopping. You ain't going to stop you from that, but, I just wanted to get that out there. Thank you for listening. Just pray for me, or whatever it is you believe in. Thank you. And one more thing, before people might say, well, the school's doing him wrong and all. I know they're not doing me wrong. They got to keep themselves safe also, because if something happened to me because of this injury, they're worried that, and I don't blame them, that I could sue them. I wouldn't sue them. But, I get they have to, rules that they have to follow. So, just don't blame them. Stuff happens. It's just, and they're a wonderful school, absolutely wonderful school. I love this school I work with. They're a family. They're close-knit. They're caring. I think the world of them. This is the best school I have ever taught at. So I just wanted to throw that out there in case anybody's getting mad at them. This is not their fault. This is not their doing. So, all right, thank you.